This story is a head-scratcher. The highest court in Massachusetts is stepping in to decide if a judge went too far when he sentenced an ordained minister to learn Islam. Landlord Daisy Obi was convicted of assault and battery for pushing her Muslim tenant down some steps. As part of the sentence, a judge ruled she, the landlord, had to take a course on Islam to, quote, learn some respect. But did the sentence violate her constitutional rights? Fox News legal analyst Peter Johnson Jr. located this story and he's here to tell us what's going on.
Good morning, Stephen. Good morning, everyone at home. Steve, this is more than a head-scratcher. This is a constitutional outrage. Minister Daisy Obi, a 73-year-old woman from Nigeria who went to Princeton University, who's an Episcopal minister, who runs a ministry in Somerville, Massachusetts, was sent to jail for 2 years by Judge Paul Yee Jr. up in Massachusetts. A year and a half of that was suspended if she did a certain probation. And here was her sentence. Even you, wanting to be a person of God, have to respect all people. The first condition, and that's a probation imposed, states you have to respect the rights of the people of the Muslim faith. And so her lawyer has gone to court, to the highest court, and on January 8th in Massachusetts will argue that this conviction should be overturned and that this sentence should be thrown out based on the First Amendment violation, the free exercise clause, the establishment clause of the Constitution, that this Christian minister should be forced to go to the Islamic Society of Boston and learn the Muslim faith in an introductory course.
Wouldn't a more if it was somebody who is angry about something, why not anger management classes or something like that, but go learn about a new religion?
You're dead on, Steve Doocy. This was not a hate crime. She was not charged with a hate crime. And here's the appeal that her lawyers are taking on. They said the judge was biased and should have recused himself, meaning step out of the case, because he had been involved in cases between the tenant and the landlord, Minister Obi. Then he sentenced her for allegedly making anti-Muslim statements, for which she wasn't charged or convicted. The victim in that case said there had been anti-Muslim statements. And then the sentence to learn about Islam is a violation of the Constitution's free exercise clause. Finally, if the defendant does not, quote, respect Muslim people in the future, Minister Obi can be sent back to prison. Now, you figure out whether that's subjective or ambiguous.
Now, that's the judge right there?
That's the judge right there. And so he had a long history with Miss Obi, Minister Obi, and the alleged victim in this case. And so the lawyers that are bringing this case are absolutely outraged. They say, what has come to pass in this country? Anger management is appropriate if there was, in fact, a hate crime or an assault. But to say that someone should go to the Islamic Society of Boston, for example, the place where the Tsarnaevs were and where Lady Al-Qaeda was, and say, you learn the Muslim faith, and if you act up, maybe I'll put you back in prison.
Peter, you have studied law for years. Have you ever heard of something like this?
This really is unprecedented. I understand hate crimes, and I understand the need to push back and train people that they shouldn't engage in that type of conduct. But she wasn't charged for that. This is a Christian minister who's being sentenced, demanded by the government. You go learn about Islam. I respect Islam, and as does all America. But a sentence in a criminal proceeding? Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Not our Constitution.
No kidding. All right.
Yeah.
Peter, keep us posted on this.
Good to see you. This is an incredible outrage.
It is indeed. All right.